Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Are you ready for the great brawling and ballin'? I have acquired one of the brawl decks to open for this channel. Special shout out to Randy for making it happen. Appreciated very much, my friend. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at a brawl deck. All right, now the point of true joy. Time to tear into this brawl deck and see what exactly it is that we get here. So, we've got the deck. There's the packaging. We've got a little insert here. All right, what does the insert look like? Oh, okay, so we've got, I guess there's like a blurb for each deck. So, I guess since we have the Chulane deck here, Chulane offers rich rewards to players who love casting lots of creatures. Start off by casting small, unassuming creatures to ramp up your mana and draw extra cards so you fill your side of the battlefield. Out of creatures to cast? No problem. If you start running out of gas, Chulane can return creatures to your hand for you to recast for extra value. By the time you reach the late game, you can overwhelm your opponents with giant creatures and game-ending spells. Value from creatures entering the battlefield is your greatest tool, and Chulane kicks that value into overdrive. Okay, what's on the other side? The other side just has a welcome to brawl blurb, tips for building your own brawl deck, and brawl rules reference. Okay, fairly straightforward. Nice little insert there. Let's see what it's like inside. I've heard reports and seen reports of some cards being damaged or low quality, so hopefully we will get a deck that it does not suffer from these issues. So, we've got, okay, focus here, focus. There we go. Chulane, Teller of Tales. 1 blue, 1 green, 2 colorless, and a white, apparently. 2/4 vigilance. When you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. 3 untap, return target creature you control to its owner's hand. Well, that's definitely going to go into my cube. That is cube worthy for sure. All right. Oh, look, the box looks pretty nice too, doesn't it? Let's get that over there. That looks pretty good. All right, opening up the box, we have inside. All right, let's get this out here. So we've got, okay, what is this? I want to see the, there's like a life spinner, they call it. All right, we've got there's just a divider. And, okay, so this is a life wheel that goes to 40. Okay. It's made of cardboard and not plastic or anything like that, so perfectly reasonable. All right. Oh, look, the other side doesn't. So there's 2 different sides. Oh, okay. One side's 20. And one side goes to 40. That's cool. That way, if you want to use it for like a normal game of Magic, you can too. That's actually a pretty smart little thing to do there. All right. Not as high quality as the spin down dice, but still, nonetheless, not too shabby. So we've got Fairy Formation is your first card here. Let's hold on. Let me just get this. Let me get this plastic up off of here. All right. So we've got Fairy Formation. Fairy Formation is King Cube worthy. We've got Steelbane Hydra. Oh, it's Perp Cube now. That's right. Never mind. I'll just say Cube. Screw it. All right. So Steelbane Hydra, that right there, I would say that is also Cube worthy. Thorn Mammoth is in this deck. Dude, I love Thorn Mammoth. This card is awesome. I love, like, using green to fight is fantastic. Honestly, if they're playing a creatureless strategy, it's not going to do that much. But, dude, that's dope. Tome of Legends. Okay, so this is the first card we've got that won't make it into the cube because it's just commander only, right? This is a commander specific card. If you haven't seen it before, it's 2 to cast, enters the battlefield, the page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, you put a page counter on the on this as well. Pay 1 mana and tap it. Remove a page counter from it to draw a card. That's all right, but it won't work in my cube because my cube is not commander based. All right, we got Parhelion 2, kind of underwhelming. We've got Endray's Forerunners. That's all right. Incubation Druid. Biomancer's Familiar. All right, they got a bunch of rares in here. Time Wipe. Hey, Hallowed Fountain. That's all right. You know what? Having a Shockland in here is not too shabby. I was wondering about the valuation of this versus like a Planeswalker deck and why you can buy a 60-card Planeswalker deck and it comes with 2 booster packs and it's cheaper than this, but I guess they base some of it on what they included in the deck. Temple of Mystery. We got a Fairy Vandal. Are we already at the end of the rares? Is that it? All right, well, we'll see. A Fairy Vandal, Runaway Together, Beanstalk Giant. I use him in my green arena deck, actually. Oh, speaking of my green arena deck, Keeper of Fables. I love this, man. Green card draw like this is fantastic. And so many of your creatures are non-human, so it's great. And we've got Rose Thorn Acolyte with its pretty artwork. Merrileaf Pixie, that's a funky one. Arcane Signet, that right there is another one of those commander only. This is one of the most sought after cards out of the Brawl decks because this is like an auto-include in commander decks. You look at this thing and it's just, I mean, people will use mana rocks that cost 3 in top for a mana of any color. This is one that's 2 that taps for a mana of any color, essentially. Because when you're playing commander, you only need the colors of your commander's color identity. So this thing is part of the reason that these Brawl decks are so expensive, actually. The secondary market price on these is kind of obtuse right now. So I expect that to actually drop. I expect that price to come down. Put that over there with the commander-only style cards. Forbidding Spirit. Prison Realm, that's actually something, we'll probably talk about how Nicol Bolas is slated to come back in this card later on. Spectral Sailor, man, one of the best uncommons from M20. This guy is really good. And we've got Circuitous Route. This is an interesting one. I really like the vivid green of the Hedge Maze in this one, so that's fun times. Then we've got District Guide. All right. It gets you land, whatever. Crawl Harpooner, this guy is great. Gotta love it when your opponent plays a 1/1 flyer and you get to destroy their flyer with this guy and there's no negative to you, where you're just like, oh, straight up, I get to keep my guy and I destroyed one of your dudes. That's awesome. Silhana Wayfinder, I still don't know how I feel about this guy in all honesty. I haven't decided. Paradise Druid, I like Paradise Druid. Having an early mana producer that is untargetable by your opponent is actually really solid. It sucks when you put it in an early mana producer and it just gets destroyed right away. So you get at least one use out of her before they can target it. Frilled Mystic, counterspell built into a creature. This ages Mystic Snake, not too shabby. Leafkin Druid, I miss Llanowar Elf. I miss Llanowar Elf in all honesty. Growth Spiral, oh, Seb McKinnon, such a beast. His artwork's incredible. This card is gorgeous and a really solid card to boot. Not too shabby at all. Then we've got Gyre Engineer, just your, it's like your mana elf. Oh, I guess mana Vidalkin now. Sharkdo Crab, this thing is gross if you have Proliferate going on and you can keep tapping down your opponent's creatures. I faced off against this and had it run house on me a number of times. Plus it's hilarious because it's just a fish, octopus, and crab slammed together. Risen Reef, this guy is a card advantage powerhouse. 1/1 makes him frail, but he is a powerhouse. Admittedly, I do take issue with the 1/1 power level, because look at him. He looks like this giant beast that's coming up out of the sea, and he's just 1/1. It's like, really? This looks way bigger than a 1/1 to me. Then we've got, what is this? Flower and Flourish. So you can search your library for a basic forest or plains, or give your creatures +2/+2 to end a turn. That's all right. I mean, this part of it feels like it's going to get used a lot more. Oh, I guess I unrotated too quickly. Oh, I use this in my green-blue deck. This is all right. Let you look at the top 5 cards of your library and pick a creature, or exile a creature to exile a creature. Come on now. It looks like it's gotten out of focus. Come on. Come on. All right, hold on. Hold on, guys. Oh, there we go. Incubation Incongruity. So you can look for a creature in the top 5 cards of your deck, or you can exile a creature and make a 3/3 frog. God. All right. Meteor Golem. Stop it, camera. God. Meteor Golem. All right, let me just move. I'm going to move these cards off to the side because I feel like that's part of what's messing this up right here, okay? So that we get a better look at what's going on in here. And I'll just go through the pile later and pick out the cube stuff. So Meteor Golem, honestly, this guy is not super exciting. He's not, it just whatever. All right, Firemind's Vessel, who cares? And then I guess this, all right, we're already into the land. So what do we got? Plains, islands, forests, okay. And then an Azorius Guildgate, Blossoming Sands, Command Tower, there you go. That's one of your commander-only cards. That's all right. I mean, this one taps for a mana of any color. Oh, is this the... Yeah, the flavor text on this one's awesome. Come on now. Come on. Oh, God. God, I hate this so much. Drives me crazy, the stupid focus on this. Focus on the card, for the love of God. Why? Why does it do this? Why does it do this? Man, oh man. God, I have like empathy for people who do unboxing videos. There, that kind of worked. Okay, there we go. Flavor text says, approach my tower on bended knee or depart from it as ash on the wind. Did I even really need to spend the time focusing in on that just to read it? All right, Evolving Wilds. Celestia Guildgate. Simic Guildgate. Tranquil Cove. Thorn Woodfalls. And a Discover More Magic with an angry looking Chanter. She's been staying up at night partying. You want to party, bro? I'm going to make you burn in places you aren't expecting, if you know what I mean. It's going to cost you, though. All right, so what's the goodness out of this deck? What's the goodness? Obviously, Arcane Signet's the goodness. Tome of Legends, not too shabby. Like, how many rares do you get out of this? How many rares do you get out of this right here? And I'm going to count the Arcane Signet as a... And, you know what? Risen Reef is pretty solid, too. I'm going to put that in the solid pile. All right. Okay, so overall... And I mean, you can count the Spectral Sailor if you want in this too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you got 11 rares, including Chulane. You get 3 good uncommons if you want to include the Spirit Pirate as well. So overall, actually not too shabby. Not too shabby. I mean, having a Shockland in there helps offset the cost of the deck a bit, and so does the Arcane Signet. So overall, this seems cool, man, and it's definitely got some cool stuff for me to put in my King Cube as well. Perp Cube, whatever. I've got to remember the new name for it. Anyhow, let's toss it back over to the version of me where I'm on the screen instead of behind the camera complaining about focus. All right, so that was the contents of the Brawl deck. I mean, focusing issues aside, it seems not too shabby. Honestly, I feel like they're kind of overvalued right now based on the whole Arcane Signet thing. You get 10 or 11 rares, and honestly, when I compare it to a Planeswalker deck, where you get like a deck, you get 2 booster packs, and it's way cheaper, I kind of go, well, what's the justification here? Yeah, I mean, you do have the value of your like Shockland and a couple, I like the Signet, but the Signet is just arbitrary value where Wizards just made something that people really needed for Commander decks. So it's not inherent to Brawl that creates that value. And if they do go ahead and reprint these Signets, or enough of them show up out of collector's packs, the value is just going to tank. I imagine the value on their Arcane Signet is just going to go woo, 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 woo. So from one perspective, seems cool if you want to try out Brawl, whatever. There's some cool cards for my cube. I picked out a few that I'm going to put in there, which I'm happy with. But overall, I'm somewhere in the middle with this product. It's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. You know, when I think of like a Commander deck, and like you have to pay a bit more for a Commander deck, but it feels like you get a lot more with a Commander deck as well. So it feels like Wizards is kind of pulling back a little bit on the value. Let me know what you guys think of my Chulane Brawl deck and just the Brawl decks in general. How do you feel about the Arcane Signet situation? Let me know all that down in the comments below. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate having you all here. And I will see you lovely people tomorrow.